Okay, so there it is. We finally have a windmill. I was really worried I wouldn't be able to get anything looking good on here. I thought it'd just be left unfinished, and I'm really pleased that I've got this done. And we've got quite a few wheat fields around here as well. I am going to go right to the end, but unfortunately I've ran out of seeds, so I've had to harvest these and the ones over there, and this is what I managed to do with it. It's unbelievable. I did have a full inventory full of seeds as I started doing this, and they've all gone. It's absolutely ridiculous how many seeds you get through doing stuff like this, but you know what? It looks really cool, so I'm sticking to it, and I'm definitely going to get that bit done. But before we go over there and have a look, I just need to address something. What's this? I thought Amaron was friendly, and he's going to build a big, massive warship right next to my... What the... I don't know if I should be scared, but I am a little bit. Okay, so I've just have a walk up this hill that just comes down from this main road that goes down here, and this goes up to the windmill and through these wheat fields, and I just really like walking through it because it's so immersive, and it's so much better than just having a big patch of grass. And that's a good tip. If you've ever got an area of your world that's just grass and you don't know what to do with it, stick a wheat field in. Looks awesome. So this windmill, this is my own design, and it's very, very basic as far as the shape goes. I did a roughly circular shape at the bottom, then on each level went in a little bit, and then at the top I swapped out the stone for the oak planks and spruce roof, standard stuff, and then we've got the campfires as like little awnings, and then we've got gates below that looking like it's holding it up, and then the usual trapdoors on the side as like shutters, and I think that's turned out pretty good. And then the only other little thing, I did try doing a little bit of a gradient. Notice that's like the trend nowadays, isn't it? I've got plenty of moss and mossy cobble, and then just slowly fading that out as it goes up, and I think that looks pretty good. And then coming inside, I'm just using this for storage at the minute. Nothing in the interior to shout about really, but at least I put a stone floor in. Coming around here, as I said, I actually ran out of seeds, so I do need to get this finished off. There's a big area down there that needs doing, and then the path comes down here. So as we talked about last time, we need like a little secret entrance that goes into our cave that's just down here for like the pirate area. So I'm going to build all this up. I don't think I'm going to have fields down here, but they'll probably extend that way. And then I think I want to make this look like really uninviting, so it's like the kind of place you'd only go if you knew what you was doing. So I'm not 100% on how I'm going to do that yet. Probably a lot of trees and like make it kind of dark. Obviously spawn proof, so we don't want any creepers down here when we walk down, but I think I'm going to have trees at the side of here as well. Maybe a bit more stone at this bit so it's all built up and not something you'd want to walk across. So yeah, we will get that done. That is definitely part of the plan, but that is not what I want to do first. There's something I really need to get done, so let's head over and have a look at that. Okay, so we're over now at the docks, and this is the area I want to work on. I want to get this harbour completely finished today, because I don't have a lot of time left. I really need to get this done, and I've got two absolutely massive builds planned. Well, one fairly big and one massive, so this is going to be fun. So last time we marked out this little area here, so we've got two buildings, and what I'm thinking of doing is having like two stone like structures at the bottom, an archway on top, and then having like a building on top of it. Not dissimilar to this one, but it's going to be slightly different. So that is what I want to start working on first. So I'm going to get that built up, and then after that we're going to build a huge warehouse down here, and it's going to have everything in it that I sell in the shops. And the idea is that everything in there is going to be shipped out from these docks over to the shopping district, and it's just to add a little bit of interest really. So I'll grab a few materials and we'll get started on this house. Right, I have been busy. I've been chopping down a few trees. I've been across to my witch hut, which is just next to a dark oak forest, so I've chopped down pretty much everything that was left there, got rid of all that. Planted a few spruce trees and chopped all those down, and this doesn't look like a lot, but that's because I've turned a lot of it into spruce trapdoors, because I've said many times I use these very excessively, so I've crafted up over 3 stacks here. So hopefully this is going to be enough. And you know what, if it's not, I probably need to change my build style, because that's just mad. And then we've got a bit of calcite, because I'm enjoying using this now in like the awnings, like stuff like this. I like having the calcite as like the background block. And then just got a load of random stuff, bit of stone, and then cobble deep slate, which I don't need for this build, but that is going to be used in the warehouse. So gathering deep slate is not fun, but I did manage to get a full shulker box, and hopefully that's going to be enough. So let's figure out what we're doing with this build. So we're going to need a little bit of stone. We are going to texture this a lot like we did with the windmill over there, with the cobble and the moss and all that stuff inside of it, but I'm just going to build it up with stone for now, and then we can come back and texture that later on. I'll tell a lie, I want a bit of andesite as well. So I'll bit of that. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to keep this one the same size. So I was going to do these both the same size, but I think what I'm going to do is actually do this one a bit bigger. I think that's going to be a bit more interesting if we do that, and then we can get a bit of a different shape to it. So we're just going to have alternating andesite on these corners, and these stone parts are only going to go up 4 high. So that's not it. I thought it was there. Just like that. That's the height that that's going to be, and then we can build the wooden structure off the top of that. So we'll just do that all the way around. And I think this is a good approach for doing these kind of slightly bigger buildings. Everyone can manage like a fairly small building like this, and then the bigger buildings are sometimes a bit overwhelming, and I've been there as well. But what I like to do now is just split the structure down into smaller builds, so you don't get overwhelmed with it. You can just do one little bit at a time. Like this is a fairly small house, this is going to be slightly bigger, and then we're basically going to have another structure across the middle of it to join them together, and then we'll have some crazy roof on the top. But the roof, again, that is just a few different roofs joined together, because, you know, big roofs, they're not good. We don't want big roofs. But if we have lots of little roofs joined together that looks like one big roof, that is way better than just having some big crazy thing. Okay, so that is the first little one done, and doesn't it look pretty? No, I know it doesn't look pretty, but we will get to that, trust me. Okay, so do the same. No, we're not going to do the same on this one. What we're going to do here, we're going to make this a bit bigger. So at the moment, if we had the corners on, this is a 7x7. But what I want to do with this is two things. I want to make it bigger and change the shape of it. So we're going to make it, I think we'll go for an 11x9. So if we add on 2 going this way, like that. No, that's 7, isn't it? So I need that there like that. So we've added on 2 there. Put the corner in, and then add another 2 on. Like that. So now that is 11, and that should come out 2 from that. Yeah, right. So then on this side, we'll put 7 in the middle, and then the andesite on the end. So that'll give us an 11x9. And then andesite on the end. So that is going to be the size of that one. So we'll get this one built up, and then we'll have a look at doing the bit on the top. And we're doing a standard medieval thing of just putting the upside down stairs at the top like this, and then we can bring out the walls so they're in line and it looks like it's just coming out a little bit. And on this building, it is going to be much simpler. It's just, I think what I want to do actually on this one, it's going to be, because this is a square, I'm just going to keep it like that going all the way up. So we'll do it exactly the same on every side. On this one, we'll do it a little bit different. Because this is a rectangle, I think what I want to do is exaggerate that even more. So we'll have them coming out on this side like that. Maybe because it's bigger. Can I do 3? Yeah, 3 and 3. So if I do that one like that, or 3 and 3, we'll do that on the other end as well. But on this side, it'll just go straight up. So that'll make the rectangle even longer on the second floor. And it adds a little bit of interest as well. But the main reason I actually decided to do this was I wanted to have this like right up against the warehouse. So that's why I decided to go straight up with this. But actually, I don't think that's going to pan out, because the warehouse design I've come up with is quite elaborate and crazy, so I don't think it's going to work being busted up against the building. But we'll still go straight up with this one, and we can have like a little alleyway, maybe something else down here. So we'll figure that out as we go. But first up, let's get this building done. Right, so we've got the upper floor of that, but let's just figure out what we're going to do here. So what I think I want to do is use the stripped dark oak on top like this, and these will go up about 5 high, I think. And then we'll do the same on that side as well. And then what I want to do is actually have a trim of the stripped dark oak going all the way along like this. And I'll do this on this one as well. And then we can build the top floor off of that. So this will be, actually, I think, yeah, this will be the floor level of the second floor. Okay, so now that we've got the dark oak going all the way around like that, looking very fancy, we can now actually start working on a little bit of the details. What I want to do here is take the upside down stairs again, but rather than go in line with these, go one higher, and then what that's going to allow us to do is actually see this dark oak below the walls that we're going to put in. So in between there, we'll just put the trapdoors, and then the wall can be built on top of that. So again, that is just the same around each side. Okay, so I've done that on every side of each of those now, and I think that is looking pretty good. And then where this joins here, I'll probably put another trapdoor there. See what I mean about like excessive use of trapdoors? There's no need for it, but I like it. Okay, so let's go up to the top and we'll put the walls in now, just for the second floor. So this is all going to be oak. So even though I'm doing this building a little bit differently, I'm using more of the dark oak. I like to have something that ties it all together. So in this case, we're using a lot of oak for walls, and I've done that pretty much everywhere, I think. Even on the windmill, there's a little bit at the top. So yeah, we're going to stick with it on this one. Should we put these in? Actually, no. Let's put the walls in first, then we can put the pillars in, because we know how high we need to go. So we'll just go across here like this. And I think we're going to have 2 high windows either side. So just go like that. And then, I know this is very plain, but I will replace some of this with the stripped oak logs, but I like to put the planks in first, and then I can go through and like replace them wherever they're going to be seen. Because I will put a lot of detail on the front as well. We'll have the trapdoors, again, trapdoors for like the shutters, and then obviously putting the stripped oak behind there doesn't really make sense because you're never going to see it. So I like to put the details on first and then come back and then like texture up the walls. I'll just do this on every side. Actually, no, don't want this side of the way because this is going to be open and that's where the bridge is going to go across. So that probably shouldn't be there either, but we'll just get these walls in on each side. And then I suppose after that, we should really get on this bridge between here. Okay, so I've got these walls in on each of the three sides of there now. And what I want to do is actually put this bridge across. So I definitely didn't need this on here. So we'll take that off. And then what I think I want to do is actually do something similar to what I've actually done with these walls. So if we just take this across, straight like this, and then this will basically be the same as what we've done with all the other walls. So this will be like the bit that's set back. So yeah, we'll get rid of that as well. And then what we'll do here is do exactly the same as we've done here. And then on this side as well, I may need something else there. Actually, I'll do that because I want it to be an odd number. Right. I'm struggling with this, and I've just figured out why. I don't believe it. I don't believe I got this wrong, but I built these in the wrong position. This is supposed to be a 7-block gap, and I've done it 8. And yeah, I know I should just let it go, but I can't do it. So I think I've done more on this side, so I'm gonna move these walls along and move everything along here. 1 block, 1 block, 1 block. Okay, so I've got that moved across now, and I'll show you why that was completely necessary. So if we just do that like that, we're going to have a dark oak pillar going on top of that, and then we'll have the stair there like that, and then that means we also have a gap of 3, so we can do exactly the same like we've done on the other walls. So if that had been 4 wide, that would have infuriated me, and I just can't have that. So that's why I've moved this whole building across by 1. But you know what? It didn't take that long, so I'm alright with that. Okay, so next thing, we're doing this exactly the same on this side, but with these it's just going to be 1 in the middle like that because these are only 3 wide, and I think that looks pretty cool as well. So yeah, rest of the building is pretty much the same as this, and then this in the middle for the walls is going to be exactly the same as well. So I'll get the rest of this built up and then we'll start working on the roof, which is where things should get very interesting. Okay, so I built up the rest of those walls. I've got all the pillars up and all the walls filled in, and I know it looks very basic for now, but we are going to do a lot of detail on here, texture up the walls, and down here as well. We're going to texture all of that. But before we get on with that, what I actually want to do is get the roof on, because I think the roof is what's going to tie all this together and make it look really awesome. So we'll just have a quick look inside as well. I have done a little bit of detail in there, not down here yet, and I've left this bit of the floor open because I'm going to have a staircase coming up here. And then I do actually have a plan for the interior of this, which I haven't mentioned yet. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to wait till we've got all this finished and put my idea in, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. But trust me, it's going to be good. It's going to be like my tribute to Season 1 of RambleCraft. Okay, so in this tunnel here, I've actually done these windows 1 high, because I think the roof in this middle bit is going to be a bit lower. Just so there's a little bit of distinction between the 3 different sections of the roof. Enough talking, let's get on with doing this roof. And what I'm planning on doing here is actually building these 2 separately, and they're going to be pretty much the same actually. And then we're going to do something much simpler in the middle, and then once we've done that, we can start fancying it up and putting some like little side bits on. So let's get a basic like A-frame in first, and then we can see how that looks. Okay, I probably should have put the scaffolding on the outside, but let's just give this a go. Go about that height. I'm just going to do the ends on all 4 of those walls, and then that should give us a good like reference point to see where we're going to go from there. Okay, so we'll just go straight up on a diagonal like this for now, and then once we get to this point, go up with spruce plank, and then back to the stairs. And this is just my favourite roof. I do this all the time. It's just alternating like this, just to give it a bit more height than going straight up on diagonal, and that's centre, so I don't need that one there. And then we'll put an upside down stair there, just like that. And then what we can do is have, oh, I haven't got any dark oak. So what we can do from here is go back with the dark oak, and these will actually poke out the front as well, so I might as well do that while we're here, like that. And probably 2 all like that. We can change that later if we need to, but let's just go all the way to the back, and then we can use this as a reference point as well. Okay, so on top of that, we'll do something like that. And let's, what we're going to do, let's go like that. That's pretty straightforward. Let's have that. Alright, so let's just mirror this on this side, just like that. That's alright. I need to put a bit on the end, but that's going to be a little bit different on that side, because this one comes out. This this side's actually going to be a bit more complicated. This one, on the other hand, should be fairly easy. Because I've left this straight, it's going to have a much easier time with the roof on this one. So let's just do the back of this one, and then we can add that one in. Okay, so that's the back side of that roof done as well. And then we're pretty much going to do the exact same thing on this one. But because it's wider, it's going to go up a little bit taller, which just gives us a little bit of variation. So let's get this one in. Okay, so that is both of those roof sections done. And I think that is looking pretty cool so far. So now we just need to do something in the middle. And then we can start tying it all together and making it look a little bit fancier. Let me get that added in. And then we can see where we go from there. Okay, so that's the next little bit done, and what I've done here, obviously very different. I haven't even gone up on like the full stair diagonal. I've started off with the stairs, but then all of this is just half a slab each time, and then back on the other side. So this is a much shallower roof, and I've done that to exaggerate that this isn't actually a full building on its own. It's just a little walkway between these two structures. So I tried to make this much less grand, and then it really highlights the two things at the other side of it. So if we just come up here and have a quick look. I haven't taken it back yet, but I think what I want to do from here, I'm going to take these down. And then what I can do with this is, if I just bring these stairs back, these would normally go all the way through, but obviously we've got this here, so this needs to connect to it somehow. So I think if we take those back like that, and then we can have the stairs turn around like that, I think that could work. I think that could work. And then I think this needs to come up a little bit as well, so maybe if we go like this over the top of it. Just into the center, and then you can start going back down again. So how do we do that? So same thing on this side, just like that, and then carrot. Yeah, that could look cool, and it should look good from inside that as well. Okay, so right, I'm going to put the basic roof in, which so all we need to do here is just wherever we've got full blocks, we just go all the way back, and then again with the stairs, just go all the way along. I'll just get all this filled in, and then we can start chopping and changing it and doing something a bit cooler with it. Okay, so I've got the basic version of the roof in now, and it's getting there. I think we're actually getting somewhere now. So if we just have a fly up and see what's going on. So just taking the blocks back, as I said, and there are a few gaps, and I will explain that in a second. So this side pretty much done, but I've left it at the bottom because I know I am actually going to do something different. So this one, rather than coming straight along, what I think I want to do, as we've got 3 wall sections here, I'm going to have it like come up into the middle of here and then back down to the pillar. So there'll be like 3 little peaks along this wall. And then at the other side, obviously can't do that because we've got this little roof meeting it in the middle. So here what I'm going to do is have one big arch that goes just over this. So coming from there and then down to the other side to join up. And then I think we're going to have some like little windows in the roof up here as well. So that just to break that big bit up there. And then up here, all I've done, so this bit here that was down the middle, I haven't changed that, and then I've just done slabs all the way out, just half a slab lower, just to extend that into both of these roofs. And then at this front bit, what I've done, I've left the stairs, this is the position the stairs are in on this roof, and then all I've done is just turn the corner with these so they just connect up like that, and that just ties all of that roof together. And I'll probably do something, actually no, that is just going to end here, because the wall actually comes up higher at this side than it does here, obviously. So that is going to stay like that, and I'll probably have some of the calcite up here, so we might see a little bit of it just here, and then we'll have this roof like arching over the top of it, so I think that could work. And then at the other side of this, I haven't been able to do any of this because this sticks out, so having these come further back just wouldn't work. So this side, I'm going to have to do something similar to what I've got on the other building, and have this arch over at this side, so it'll turn here probably about this height, and then it'll be fairly shallow, it's not going to go up much higher than this, and then go over here and then connect back into it. So a little bit more work to do on the roof to tidy that up, but I think we're definitely getting there now, and I don't think there's much more I can explain. So let's jump into a very quick time lapse and get the rest of this building finished. And there it is. That is this building completely finished. And I am so happy with how this one's turned out. Got all done, got the roof finished, been around, done all the texturing on the sides, both at the top and at the bottom. We've got all the mossy stuff in, and I decided to add some windows in at this side and a little like planting area, so I'll probably put some flowers in here, just don't have any on me at the moment. Done a little bit of detailing under here so it's not just logs going across, and just adding a few little bits to make it all look pretty. And then last minute decision, I just added this little lean-to at the front, so we've got a few barrels in here, a little bit of wood, and I think that looks pretty cool. And then interior wise, not a lot going on at this side, just a big stone room that I'm using for storage and my bed. And then over here I put the staircase in that goes to the upper floor, and then under here we've got barrels, and this is my idea for this building. So what I've got in here is all the player heads that I've collected over the season. So I've got all the mini block heads in these two, I've got the passive mobs in here, and then we've got the aggressive mobs in this one. So up here we've got the players, and I've got quite a few player heads, and we've got like all the skins of some people like Chasters, and I think we've got Cam's old skin somewhere as well. So yeah, this is my idea. It's all about player heads, this building, and that is what I want to do up here as well. So you'll see I have 2 shulker boxes, and what I've got in here is 8 sets of diamond armor, but with no helmets, because the helmets are going to be here. So I've got some armor stands, and I've got 8 heads. So this is what I consider to be the active people on the server. So these are the people that have been on the most and that have stood the test of time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up 8 armor stands in here with these heads on, and that's like my tribute to RambleCraft Season 1, and I missed a bit. Okay, so that is now done. We have 8 armor stands set up with the heads and the armor on, and yeah, I put them on diamond blocks, because why not? So let's just have a quick look at who we've got in here. We've got Binary, British Weirdo, Communistic, Beastly, Chaster, Hocus, Armored On, my new neighbour that's ready to attack anytime soon, and little old me. So that's what we've got. And I also did a little bit of tidying up in here. Finished off the ceiling, got these chains hanging down with the lanterns on, and we've done the lighting everywhere in here as well. And just a little bit more decoration, heavy on the spruce trapdoors as always. A few bookshelves, and then I've just picked out a few of my favourite heads from downstairs and just put them on like a little display table in here. We've got the Drowned, the Slime, which is definitely my favourite, and the Blaze on this side, and then we've got the Squid, Redstone, and the Moss. I love the Redstone. I think this is one of my favourite like non-mob heads. And then the Moss, well, you know, this is 1.17, isn't it? So I had to have the Moss in here. So build number 2 for today is done. And after I got that sorted, as you can see over here, I've been busy as well. I've extended this wheat field all the way down. Now this one isn't grown at the end because it's outside of the loaded chunks. But then you'll see some trees down here as well. So let's have a walk down here. And I've put a few fences in with lanterns on just to give it a little bit of light. And then down here, this is what I was saying earlier about having like somewhere that looks a little bit uninviting. So I've got the wheat fields going this way, a few trees are on the side, but then through here it's really like dense with the foliage, so it's not something you're not gonna go, yeah, I really want to walk in there. It's just a little path going down to the cave that we built last time, and again, really thick through here. I've gone with a lot of dark oak and azalea, and then the odd oak tree here and there, a few leaves, and just plenty of bone meal. And yeah, that comes down to here for our secret little pirate trading entrance thingy. Okay, so I've got a lot done today so far, and at the risk of this episode getting ridiculously long, I'm not done yet. I've got a massive build that I want to do now, and it's going to go right here where this podzol is. So I'm going to build a massive warehouse, as I've said a few times previously and in this episode as well. So it's a bit crazy. I'm not going to try and explain it. I'm just going to do it. But, you know, I've just realised this is my last build in RambleCraft Season 1. That's very sad. But it's alright, because we've got Season 2 coming. And I have, hopefully, saved the best till last. This build is going to be absolutely crazy. For the last time in RambleCraft Season 1, let's jump into a time lapse and get some building done. Okay, so there it is. That is the final build. And it does look a little bit different to all the other things we've got going around here, especially with the deep slate roof, even though we can't see that from down here. But I just thought I'd do something a little bit different and a bit fancier, and you know what, I think it still fits in. So out here, just to fill up this space a little bit, and for also very practical reasons, I've put all these barrels and chests, and this just to look like it's just like an overflow from in there, but also because it's dangerous stuff. These are explosives, so that's why we've put them outside. And also, this will be a good place to get rid of all that paper I've got. So I'm going to craft up a load of fireworks and store them all in here. So if we just have a quick look inside here. All these walls, by the way, are meant to be doors and like open up, just like we've got here. So I've got some of them opened up like that, and then some of them opened with just one door like that. And then inside here, we've got a load of racking with the stuff that we're selling over at the shopping district. So obviously the big one is iron blocks. And then I also have a redstone shop, so a load of redstone blocks on this one. And placing these on trapdoors is not fun because it automatically opens them, so I have to go through and close them all. But never mind. Oh, actually, I missed one, two. Never mind, it was worth it. And then over here, the other big one is the wool shop, which I barely sold any of, but it was a fun thing to do anyway. So got the wool on there, and then the honey blocks, and then I've just realised I'm not selling slime, so I don't know why I put this here. I suppose I do use them to create sticky pistons, so it's part of something I'm selling, but I might sort that out for something else. But anyway, that is the final thing, and then it also comes out the back of here, but not a lot going on out here. This is just a way through back onto the front, and then we can go across to the rest of the island as well. So that is it. I think now, and I never thought I'd say this, but I'm actually finished with all the building on this island. I've got it all done. Obviously, there's always going to be things that I'll want to tweak, like this massive torches, but until 1.18 comes along, I think this is just how it's going to be, unfortunately. So, I'm done with all the building, but I do have a plan to do a base tour episode next time. So, we're not completely done with this world yet. We're going to have a look around and see what we've got going on, but unfortunately, I'm out of time for today. So, if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.